I'm doing that. So now I'll just share the screen. Do you want me to share or you would share? What is comfortable for you?
I don't have any written
Okay, I'll
document. I
share
don't have anything to
the.
share. You can share, and I'll just.
Okay, so I'll just open the course outline that they have given us so that you get a fair idea uh, as to what we are dealing with. I'm just opening the course outline. Yes. So this is our syllabus. We have overview of operations. We have types of processes, production and service. Then we have process analysis. We have design of process. We have process analysis basics, theory of constraints, lean manufacturing and OEE. I don't know what OEE is, I've forgotten. Scopes in operations management, forecasting, quality management, supply chain management, project management basics, critical chain project management. This is our syllabus for the exam. But for the first exam, we are just doing this much, I suppose. No, we are doing till 4. Yeah, we are doing till this one. These things we are doing for the
first 4 sessions, right? First 4 sessions.
first 4 sessions basically. And if we open the exam details, exam details is the same. So this is what we have as our syllabus, and these are some questions which sir had given us. So you can probably choose how you want to start, what you want to do. If we are talking about questions, it's these 3 questions, these 5 questions which are there in the sample questions, which you helped Konika with. But apart from this, if you feel something else is to be discussed before we jump into these questions, you need to help us out.
Okay, fine. So see, I'll tell you the main objective of me actually coming in.
Okay.
What? Okay. Acha, fine. Okay, so basically, Konika was just prompting me something. So what she's saying is that she was able to figure out the rest of the things, wherein where actually she was getting stuck was on the mathematical problems. Okay. So I see the rest of the things I have actually not read. To be very honest, okay, I've not gone through. Probably if I go through, I may have a level of understanding. But what I mainly understand is probably the mathematical problem is where the roadblock is at the moment, is what I understand from her.
Yes.
So if a little bit of understanding over here is what you guys want from me, I'm most willing to actually contribute here. Otherwise, if it's all the theoretical stuff which is there on top and like the courses, I think she has a fair bit of understanding. But still, if you need my help, like I'm always available. But yeah, I've not come prepared for that. I'm not even come prepared for the mathematical problems either. But yeah, I kind of understand what it is, so I'll be able to
absolutely fine.
Kind of give you a little bit of a hint or understanding of like what we are trying to.
Cool.
Okay. So cool. So now, see, there are basically 2 problems. What I understand. Okay, over here, one is this the problem of 4 and 5. Okay. So see, the simpler one over here out of 4 and 5 will be 5 actually, if you ask me. Okay. That's the simpler one. Why am I saying it's simpler? Because the number of calculations that you have to do to arrive at the answer is lesser compared to the question 4. Okay. So I'll explain to you the simpler one first. Okay. So that it sets the tone, and then we'll go to the tougher problem. Okay.
Sure.
Does that work?
Absolutely fine.
Okay. So see, in this one, they're talking about a forecast demand and the actual demand. Okay. So forecast demand generally means what? Like basically there is a production system or a company which actually has a production function, and they kind of forecast a kind of demand in the market, and according to that, they will actually produce the number of products. Okay. So suppose let's say, for example, there is a car manufacturing company. Okay, it's like Maruti Suzuki. Okay, they kind of forecast that हर महीना उनका 400 units sell होगा. Okay, so this is their forecast demand. The second column basically called forecast demand. Okay, so monthly they are assuming or they are expecting that there will be 400 units that will get sold. Okay. So they are producing. So let's assume that they are producing 400 units per month. assuming that 400 to big jayega. Okay. However, realistically, every month 400 will not get sold, right? There might be either a little less than 400. There will be at months there will be the demand will be higher than the supply. Okay. So supply actually is basically, so forecast demand, we can consider it as a supply also. Basically, it's being produced by Maruti Suzuki. Okay. So
Correct.
they are basically, yeah, they are basically expecting ki haan, itna bikega. So that's how they are producing 400 things. So what Maruti Suzuki is supplying is being called as a forecast demand in my example. Okay. And what is the actual demand? Actual demand is nothing but what the consumers are actually consuming. Okay. Like number of units they're buying. Okay. So in the first month, what is happening is actual demand is going 410 plus X. In the second month, again, they've produced 400 units. They forecasted ki 400 will be the demand, but actual demand was 388. Similarly, in April, again, basically what we can understand is every month they are forecasting ki 400 units will be the demand. Whereas every month we are seeing that there is a little bit less or there is maybe a little bit more. Right? So what is the problem? They are asking is calculate the mean absolute deviation.
Correct.
So deviation is nothing but, as per English, understanding, deviation is nothing but when the difference basically is what they're wanting to understand. Okay.
Correct.
And when they're talking about absolute deviation, absolute is nothing but it can be positive, it can be negative. Okay.
Okay.
Why? That's see, otherwise they would have said mean deviation.
Correct.
When they're saying absolute, they're basically not wanting any positive or negative. Deviation kitna ho raha hai? Basically, they want to understand whether.
So they want us to leave the signature sign, omit the sign, and just take the value.
Correct. Yeah. In mathematical terms, correct. Yes. That's why they're saying absolute deviation. Okay. Okay. So basically, let's say today, let's say 400 was the, let's say 400 is the demand. Okay. And the actual demand comes to, let's say 410. Okay. What is the deviation?
10.
10, right? Similarly, let's say 400 was the actual demand, or 400 was the forecast demand, and the actual demand is, let's say 390. Okay. Again, there is a deviation of 10 only.
10 only, yeah.
Right? But yes, in this case, you can say that if we, if we calculate, then it might be a minus, when we wanted 400 units to get sold, but there only 390 got sold. Okay. So it can be in minus terms. But over here in this problem, they're not concerned about whether it's a minus or they're talking about absolute. Correct. So absolute can be positive or negative. They're just interested in the figure. Correct. That's it. Right. Now let's break this problem. Basically, we can add another column. Okay. Beside this actual demand, we can add another column called deviation.
Okay. I'll do that.
If you want, you can add over like in your worksheet, wherever you're doing.
Yes. Okay.
Or maybe Excel would have been probably simpler. Maybe just.
I'll do that. No problem. Done. Okay. Yes.
Let's do Feb, March, April, May. Okay. You can, maybe it will get pasted also. Yeah, you can try. Fair enough. Okay. More or less, it's okay. You can just expand the cell.
No, it didn't. Wait, one moment. I'll just.
No issues. No issues. You want me to share? Like, okay, then this problem will go actually.
I'll do it.
Forecast demand.
Actual forecast, right?
Actual forecast. Actual demand, actually. Yeah.
Okay, then.
See, forecast is basically nothing but a prediction. Okay. So, Like weather forecast, right? It's just a
Correct.
prediction ki what will the weather be like. So basically they're predicting every month there'll be a 400 ka demand, whereas the actual demand will always alter.
Correct. So I'll do this. Then it is 410 plus X. I'll just put it
410.
as should
Fine,
I
just
put some
do a
value?
plus.
I'll just put it as 415. Better.
Okay, fine.
Then 388. Then we have 379 plus 387.
Plus Y. Okay.
385. Okay. 387
Okay.
I'll do. Then we have 425. And
425.
we have the one
Fine.
more column which you suggested
Right.
us.
See why I'm saying to add another column, and in this column D, that actual demand that you've written, no? See what you can do is instead of the 415, no, just do 450, 410. Put the plus sign, put a space. No, no. After 410, put a space.
Okay.
After 410, put a space. Then put the plus sign. Plus sign. Yeah. Then put a space and do X. Type the X letter. Yeah. Correct. Same thing you do in even this one. 379. Space plus Y. Yeah. Now it is same, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now this column E is what we are trying to call out is basically the deviation.
Okay.
We'll name the column as deviation. Okay. Now, see.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Correct. Now, see, the point over here is that we want to understand what is the deviation that is happening every month. Okay.
Correct.
Right. So in 2 months, you know what is the deviation where we don't know the values of X and Y. Okay. That we can
Correct.
put. So March ka and May ka is easy.
Correct.
March will be 12. Right. May will be 25. Correct. Okay. Cool. Now let's assume. Okay. So X and Y values, we don't know what it is, but everybody's will be different as per your roll numbers, right? So
Correct.
you can tell any random digit from 0 to 9, any random digit you can choose.
Yeah. I'll choose X equals 5.
Okay.
And Y equals 8.
Okay. Yeah. So let's put X equals 5. Matlab, that will become 415. So we can replace the actual demand wale column mein, let's put 415. Actual demand mein, instead of 410, we'll put 415, no? Yeah. Then this will become what? 15? Correct.
387. This will be 13.
387, correct. So what have we done? Basically, what is the maths over here is basically nothing. We are just subtracting. Okay.
Yes.
Matlab, either we subtract the forecast demand minus the actual demand or the actual demand minus the forecast demand. Generally,
depending on the size.
Yeah. Generally, what happens is when we are talking about a deviation or something, or let's say excess demand, we are basically in the first column, it's purely an excess demand. They are producing 400 or they are forecasting ki 400 bikega, but then they've ended up, the demand is actually 415.
Yes.
Okay. So we can do deviation is nothing but the difference in between the two things. You're understanding. So whether it is minus or plus, it doesn't matter over here because we are talking about absolute, right?
Correct.
But there is an additional thing that is required now. They're calling about mean absolute deviation. So the word mean is nothing but the average, right?
Correct.
Mean, median, mode we had learned back then in statistics when we were young, okay, in our school days, okay?
Mean, median, mode, yeah.
Mean, median, mode. Mean was the simplest one. Basically, kuch nahi karna hai, add everything and divide it by the number of things that you have added. So it is that same thing only. So this column, that is basically the deviation column D, okay? We'll just simply add the deviations.
Okay.
We'll simply be adding the deviation. So first is 15. plus 12 plus 13 plus 25.
Okay.
$15 plus 12 plus 13 plus 25. Yeah. So this is basically the total. Okay. Now, how do we find out the average? Mean is nothing but average. Okay. तो चार चीजों को हमने ऐड करके we have reached 65. So average क्या होगा? Nothing but 65 by 4.
Yes.
Because there were 4 things that we have added.
Correct.
16.25 is basically your answer for this question.
Yes.
If x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 8.
Yes.
ये सबका अलग-अलग होगा because your roll numbers are different. That is it.
Correct.
So we should always assume a single digit for x and y variables?
Yes, it is last digit and last but one digit, no? So it will be single digit. In the question it says.
Oh, fine.
So tell me over here, like if there is any doubt over here, just remember one thing. Wherever you come across the word mean is nothing but the average. Correct? And average हम लोग कैसे निकालते? We all know, right? Let's say there are 3 things. We add up. We need to know what is the average. We'll just, whatever is the addition, we'll divide it by 3. Yes. Simple. If there are 5 things, whatever is the sum, we'll divide it by the total. Yeah, the number of things that we have added.
Yeah.
Things that has been added, right?
Correct.
If there are 10 things, let's say, and 10 things add up to 100, then what is the average?
100 by 10.
By 10.
Yes.
Correct. Simple. So basically, this is the simpler
Answer.
question. Okay, question number 5. Now, if anybody has any doubt, you can tell me. Then only then we'll move to the next one.
Guys, any doubts?
No, I think I'm good.
Cool. So we will now
why
take
did we do monthly thing and not just do everything ek saath? ठीक है?
Correct.
See, breaking up into different months basically gives you an idea about, like every month what is the deviation. Okay, so we are basically breaking the problem instead of doing everything together. It makes the calculation simpler, nothing else.
Correct.
That's it. Now, if you want to actually understand the 4th question, okay, then first we'll have to understand a few terms basically. Okay. So let's just.
Should I open Excel or Word? What would help?
Okay, let it be on Excel only.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. I'll take
Word में भी कर सकते हैं, but then every time you'll have to calculate. Okay, so
no
better
problem.
let it be on Excel. Now see, okay, we have let's just open the problem first. Problem say they are talking about a process which is having 2 steps. Process is basically nothing but, like, again, let's say Maruti Suzuki again. So we'll take the same example. It'll be easier to relate. Okay.
Correct.
So while what does Maruti Suzuki do? They build a car. They're basically making a car. Okay. Now to make a car, let's say there are 2 processes. One, to make the car. Second is to paint the car.
Okay.
Okay. Once the car is made and then painted, only then it can go to the market, no, for sale, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's say M is basically making the car and N is basically painting the car.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically they're talking about these 2 steps are there.
Correct.
Correct. Without these 2 steps, the process will be incomplete. Okay.
Correct.
So yeah, making the car. Correct. So let's understand line by line, okay, in the problem first. Then it will become very easy to do the maths. Okay.
Correct.
Let's understand the problem line by line. So they are saying a process has 2 steps, M and N. And they are given a bracket, MN sequence. Okay, don't consider this as M minus N. Okay. It is not M minus N.
Correct.
It is MN sequence. They could have put a comma sign also. They could have put a colon sign also, but they have used a dash sign. Okay.
Okay.
So don't confuse this as M minus N. Okay.
Correct.
Fine. So M क्या है? N क्या है? पता है हमें. M is making the car. N is basically painting the car. Okay.
Correct.
Cool. Now the company keeps 3 hours of inventory in between them. Okay. Now what is inventory time? Inventory time is nothing but it's like a additional time, or you can say a buffer time. Okay.
Buffer time. Okay.
It's basically nothing but a buffer.
Okay.
Now, why do companies keep a buffer? Sometimes what happens is, generally, you have to make the car and paint the car. Okay?
Correct. Correct.
These are two things, okay, to do.
Correct. Correct.
Sometimes what happens is you need to take a buffer in between the two things in case one process takes extra time than what is actually supposed to take.
Okay.
Right? So basically, this inventory time is nothing but a buffer time.
Okay.
हम लोग भी रखते हैं ना, हर काम में थोड़ा सा बफर रखते हैं ना. any job, any something that we do, we generally keep some buffer. Let's say we are negotiating with a candidate, okay, or we are doing
Correct.
something, we'll keep some buffer in the offer, right? So that जरूरत पड़ा तो we can extend, we can go beyond whatever we have spoken to the candidate about.
So I'll have a meeting for 25 minutes so that I give a 5-minute break before the next minute. That is
correct.
buffer.
Correct. Yes, that buffer is important. Why? Because every time one process may not take the same time. Okay, there might be something in between them, and so basically the 3 hours is basically kept as a buffer. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So when we are calculating, okay, when we'll come to that later. Now let's see what the next line is. They are saying is, if the cycle times of M and N are 30 plus Y minutes and 40 plus X minutes respectively, find the process velocity. Okay.
Correct.
Now we'll understand again one by one. So if the cycle time of M मतलब basically M वाला जो step है, M वाला जो process है, the time taken for that M process, nothing.
Okay.
The cycle time is nothing but the time taken for a process. Basically a time taken, for the process.
Okay.
So that is why the unit they're saying is minutes. If you see, MIN.
Correct.
Don't confuse it for minimum. It is not minimum. Okay.
Correct.
In these kind of sums, if you see the word MIN, mostly it will be minutes. Okay. It will not be minimum. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. So similarly, Y ka they are saying is 40 plus, N process they are saying is 40 plus X. And M they are saying 30 plus Y.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Again, now see, what will happen is everybody will have a different answer for this question. Okay. Depending on the roll numbers.
Assume. Then we will put the same. X equals
same
5.
Thing. 5. Y equals
8.
8. Perfect. So now we know what is M and what is N. Correct.
This is 48. Should I write minutes?
Yes. Just write minutes. Exactly. Correct.
Yes.
Cool. So till here we know that if the cycle time of M, we know what is the cycle time of M is nothing but 35 minutes.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah. Cycle time of N is nothing but 48 minutes.
Correct.
And one thing we have to remember is they have a 3 घंटे का buffer लिया है उन्होंने. Okay. They've taken a buffer. Okay. Yes. Basically, the company keeps 3 hours of inventory in between them. What is the in between word is very important. Correct. In between means X ka or Y ke beech mein this thing is coming. This 3 hours. Okay.
Okay. So basically it is 35 minutes. Then we have 180 minutes.
Correct.
Then we have 48 minutes.
Correct.
This is the timeline.
This is the time, the total time basically. So I think they are okay, yeah, correct. So now they are asking for the
there is something called takt time.
Takt time. So basically, okay, fine. So what is takt time? Takt time is nothing but if you have to produce something Okay. The takt time is basically the time that takes to produce that thing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, you have various, let's say, you have a lot of units to produce. Okay. Let's say
Okay.
you have, like the previous example, 400 is the forecast. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
Forecast demand. Let's say Maruti was having a total of 400 units that they have to produce.
Correct.
Takt time is nothing but the time that takes to produce one unit.
Okay.
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 Every car will have a time, no, to a time, like it will take some time. That one unit of that car will take some time to produce, right?
Okay.
So takt time is nothing but when you're producing n number of units,
Okay.
the time taken to
equals
produce
takt time.
one unit, one such unit, that is
Okay.
the TAKT time. Okay. The takt
yes.
time, what they're saying. Okay. So now basically, if you go through the, what do you call, the exercise, not exercise, actually the chapters and all, okay, this thing has a formula. This process
Correct.
velocity basically has a formula. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
So basically, process velocity ka formula is nothing but your takt time divided by your total cycle time, they say.
Takt time by total cycle time. Okay.
Yes, this is the formula. If you go through the chapters, kahin na kahin to you will definitely come across this formula. There has to be a formula.
Takt time by total
Cycle time.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Right?
Yes.
So this is the formula for process velocity. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
You will find, I'm very 110% sure you will find it in one of the materials that you were showing me, like this, the 4 chapters that you have.
Yes.
If this sum has come, this formula will also be in one of those 4 chapters. I'm 110% sure.
Yeah, actually, he explained this formula in class. This was
Okay.
mentioned by the professor.
Correct.
Okay, thanks, Prachi.
Hmm.
Okay, fine. So now, up to bada simple ho gaya na?
Yes.
The sum. See, now we know takt time they're saying is 2 hours. Okay.
Yes.
And total cycle time khali nikalna hai. Okay, first of all, 2 hours is nothing but we'll have to again,
120
सारी चीजें हमें
120
minutes में हो
minutes.
रहा है ना, तो इसको भी minutes में निकालना चाहिए हमें.
120
Everybody's
minutes
okay with Hindi, no?
divided
बीच
by
बीच में.
yes, 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 absolutely
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just put don't put okay, we're doing equal to, then minutes you can't write. Leave.
I'll just put it for explanation.
Yeah,
120 minutes
then
by
yeah.
the
To
sum
remember
of
the formula, basically.
35 plus 180 plus 48, right?
Oh, cool. Yeah, right.
Okay.
263.
263, yeah?
Yeah. Divide by, I think you have written in bracket. It should be
You just
120
need to
divided by
120 by 263. Yeah, you just need to divide it. Yeah, correct. So this is basically the process velocity.
Correct.
And generally, process velocity ka there is a unit for process velocity also. The unit will be these many units per minute.
Units
now,
per minute. Okay.
Yes. That's basically the unit of process velocity. Even that, I'm sure you'll get it in your one of the articles that is there, like one of the chapters. Wherever the formula, wherever the concept of process velocity is explained, they will talk about the unit also.
Units per minute. Okay.
So basically, आप लोगों का तो mostly it will be what do you call MCQ only, and the answers will already be there. So you don't have to memorize ki किस चीज का क्या unit है. So just if you are some, I know this will not be MCQ, I believe, because again everybody
No,
will
this
have a
will be
different answer.
no. We will have MCQ only. They will this X and Y they have given just for sample paper. So maybe when they give the paper, they might give actual values.
Actual value. Then to fine. So now you guys tell me, where is there any doubt, any question over here? Because I tried to explain like as simplest way as possible, like every line will tell me.
I think instead of telling we had a confusion, we should have told we didn't know what to do. So now you have told us what to do. We have understood it clearly.
So see, just don't get confused. Okay, see this forecast demand. Okay, let's say for example, let's go to the next one, the question number 5. Just for example, I'm saying, if in the forecast demand, okay, when you will get the actual question, no,
Correct.
it is not mandatory that every month they will give a same number. Okay, 400, 400,
Correct.
400 rahega. Okay, they might confuse you by giving random numbers. Okay,
Correct.
don't get confused. Then also, it is the sum is the formula or whatever we have worked out in this thing is the same. You just have to minus one from the other. Okay, and find out the deviation in the last column. Similarly, even in this one, no, in the next question, in the question number 4, they might try to confuse you by this hours and minutes ka, okay, this thing, okay.
We have
Somewhere
to
they
convert
might
it.
just give so many minutes. So like we were converting, right? We are converting everything into minutes. Okay, that was simpler. Okay.
Correct.
So it depends on you how you want to do. Converting into minutes is nothing but multiplying it into 60. Okay.
60. Correct.
And let's say it's given in hours, but then you want to, let's say you want to convert it into minutes again.
Correct.
Okay. Then so it is easy. You multiply it by 60, but then let's say it's the opposite. Okay, it's in minutes. You want to convert it into hours. Again, you need to divide by 60 and do it.
Divide by
Okay.
60. Correct.
So they'll try to confuse you. Itna hi confuse karega. Isse zyada they'll not be able to confuse. Okay. Rest of the sum is very easy.
Correct. Correct. I just had one question. Now in this sum, if they ask just mean deviation, then we should take the sign also, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So say I'll just quickly do it. If they're asking for mean deviation, I would say, then it will be, this is plus 15, no need of any sign. This is minus 12.
Yes.
Then this is 13. Okay. This 13, correct? No, 13 is also minus 13.
Minus, yes.
Okay. Then we have 25.
And this will be 25. Yes.
So
then you add up.
Mean total is
15 plus 25 and 12 is 25. So 25 to cut jayega, 15 hi reh jayega bas.
Okay. So it is 15.
15
and
only,
the mean deviation is
15 by 4.
15 by 4. Okay.
Correct.
Fantastic. Cool. So
in
if I'm actually,
terms, whenever we are talking about absolute, sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
No, please. You finish.
Whenever we are talking about absolute numbers, absolute terms, ignore the minus thing. Okay, just ignore the minus thing. We are just talking about the figures. Okay. That's it.
But if I'm actually talking as Maruti, for me, mean deviation is more critical than absolute mean, because I'm trying to offset the sales not happening in 1 month to the next month where there is a demand. Okay. So cool.
Yes.
Got it. Guys, others, any doubts?
Yeah.
I think this is pretty helpful. Thank you so much.
Same here.
That's okay.
It's
No problem.
extremely helpful.
You were telling
It's
something.
very crystal clear now.
Yeah.
No, I was all what I'm saying is, like, in case if there are any other mathematical doubts that you face, even in the chapters to come also, you can tell me. I'll try to help you guys out to my best capability.
Definitely would be very helpful. But I think this thing, what you explained, see, for us it's very simple. If we don't know the concept, the moment we read, we'll be like, what to do? For simple, you would give the formula. Process velocity is takt time by total time. Without that, no matter how much I break my head, I have to do some research.
You will not be able to.
So now whatever you explained made things very clear for us. I think if we get any problem similar to these two, there is no doubt we will be able to solve it.
It'll be easy.
Cool.
And in fact, I don't know whether your chapters have any problem questions in the behind or something.
There was something we have to just go back to the video.
If you want, you guys can just practice before your exam. Definitely. In case you want feel like.
Definitely we would do that.
Cool. Okay.
Thank you so much. I didn't get your name, sorry.
Snehajit.
Snehajit. Oh, nice name, Snehajit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
I wish you all the guys all the very best.
Thank you so much.
So that you have a wonderful exam and do well.
Yes. I just wanted to ask one more thing. Is it okay if we can share this video with our friends because they had some doubts? They might just look at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I
Thanks
don't
a
have
lot.
any issues. You guys go on, do whatever you want to do.
Thank you so much, Snehajit. Thanks a lot.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Cool. I'll stop our recording.
It's just us. क्या
Cool.
बात है?
Nice. How was it?
He's from HR, is it? He's from HR, is it?
No, I think he's from I don't know. I
Stop the
didn't ask.
recording. Stop the recording.
Oh, okay.